One, two, four. Oh, oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey. Alright, I need to do this stuff. Need to keep microphone more close. Yeah. Anyway. So. Passport 2. State of play. Waiting. Waiting. I haven't read these leaks about this game, but well, I heard about that stuff around what's going on, like LGBT, all that stuff. I don't know. I watched the last trailer, and this looks good. I don't know. Looks good. Maybe here I will see some weird shit, but again, I haven't read the spoilers. Come on. 8 minutes, 7 minutes, 7 minutes left, guys. What's happening with the Bible? Whatever. Whatever, guys. Whatever. Whatever, guys. Whatever. Why can't enter live stream from the phone on YouTube? That's there we fine. Ah, weird stuff happening right now. Come on, 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Or why did you choose such a late time? Like 11 p.m. 11 p.m. Remember the Xbox side? That was pretty nice time for streaming. That was 8 p.m. or 7 p.m. or even 6, whatever. Good. But here 11. And look at that. They 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 turned off like this like count again like always. That's Sony. Well, at least they they left the chat already something, right? That but it's weird. Still weird. They always disabling like this like numbers. Probably did not trust in their game anymore. I don't know. I don't know. 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Will we see that stuff that was in spoilers? I mean, the main problem of that spoilers. a lot of propaganda of LGBT, or that's that's the question. Or we will see just pure gameplay with a small story in it. Again, I haven't read these leaks, these spoilers to Last of Us, but I just know why people started to hate this game. And especially started to hate Sony after Sony started to strike channels who was talking about the spoilers, not just reveal the spoilers on their in their videos, but about them. That's stupid. Again, no like dislikes, no comment under videos, under Last of Us trailers. Only just digging a grave for this game, I think. And come on, 32,000 and on 10 million subscribers. I can't say that that's a lot for such a huge title that a lot of people have been waiting for since 2013, right? That's pretty low numbers for such a huge title. 30,000. I remember on PlayStation 5, PlayStation Road to PlayStation 5, there was around 200,000 or 100,000, kind of like that. And I remember what happened when this guy just started talking and SSD and all that stuff. Um, but here we have 40,000. Maybe it will rise to 50, but it's still low for in such a, you know, big title. All right, less than a minute. I will not even watch in the chat because there could be some spoilers. But anyway, it's still good that they left chat window. At least they didn't disable the chat. That's already something. Come on. Less than a minute. Less than a minute. Come on. Started. Okay. We're waiting. Ooh, come on. 25 minutes it will last. This state of play. 25 minutes. Well, that's a lot for one game. Well, maybe we'll see some more games, but probably only Last of Us. 25 minutes, that's a lot. Come on. I'm not excited. I'm just wanna watch. And if I like what I will see, then approve. That's PlayStation 4. Oh, PlayStation Studio. I like that. Yeah.
I know you wish things were different.
The first Last of
I
Us.
wish things were different. Ellie! But they ain't.
That was the final last trailer.
Please stop.
Did they release the ending in May? Beginning of the May. So that's the trailer that we've seen already.
I'm leaving tomorrow.
To do this smart, we'd be leaving Jackson vulnerable.
So they just get away with this?
How'd you find us?
You can't stop this.
I want what you want. But not at any cost.
For now, no new content. All that scenes that we saw already
I really hope you make it.
in the previous trailer. So that's just that trailer. Okay.
I have to finish it.
But it still looks interesting. Yeah, this trailer was good.
We could have killed you. Maybe you should have.
I'm Neil Druckmann, Vice President of Naughty Dog and the Director of The Last of Us Part 2. We're just a few weeks away from launch on June 19th, when the game will finally be in your hands. The wait has been long, and we're extremely grateful for your patience, especially now in the midst of these unprecedented and challenging times. We hope you're all taking care of yourselves and that you, your friends, and your loved ones are doing well. Because of these extraordinary circumstances, we can't be together in this final stretch and share the experience like we usually would. So today we're trying something different. Something we've never done before. Over the next 20 minutes or so, we're going to give you an in-depth look into what awaits you in The Last of Us Part 2, including new details about the gameplay experience and story. And to cap it all off, we'll be showing a never-before-seen, lengthy gameplay sequence. You'll definitely want to stick around for that.
Okay, let's watch.
I don't know what happened. I was supposed to take her to the Fireflies and walk away. They were actually going to make a cure. The only catch, it would kill her.
The Last of Us Part 2 picks up Ellie and Joel's story several years after the events of the first game. Ellie and Joel have settled in Jackson, Wyoming, amongst a thriving community of survivors. the threats of the world kept outside the town's walls, Jackson has been able to find relative peace and even stability. Ellie is now 19, lives on her own, and has been able to forge lasting relationships within the community.
Scale of 1 to 10. How would you rate our kiss from last night?
Is that cannabis?
However, this peace is short-lived. Jackson and Ellie suffer a violent and traumatizing event. Ellie sets off back into the treacherous outside world in search of retribution and justice. Her journey will take her to new parts of the country previously unexplored in The Last of Us. The story spans multiple seasons and climates, from the snow-capped mountains of Jackson to the lush Pacific Northwest. Each introduces a wide range of exterior and interior environments for you to navigate and explore, rendered in meticulous detail and unprecedented scale with the latest iteration of the Naughty Dog engine. Our goal was to make these environments not only beautiful, but feel as grounded and authentic to the cities they're based on as possible. Much of the story unfolds in what remains of Seattle, a massive former quarantine zone. Its locales are incredibly diverse, spanning a dense city center with a skyline of towering high-rises to the beautiful suburbs and stormy waterfronts that surround it.
Oh,
The
looks
city
good,
exhibits
really.
drastic shifts in architecture, elevation, and weather. And with Part 2, we've introduced new traversal mechanics that afford greater exploration and ways to navigate threats.
Is that open
Ellie is
world
not only
or
able to climb and jump over gaps, but she can use
divided
rings to
by
scale vertical
sectors?
terrain or
Well,
swing over
well,
obstacles,
big location.
allowing you to discover new areas, resources, and side narratives.
That's the question.
These more open environments also create new strategic considerations in combat, whether it's to get the jump on enemies or bypass them entirely. The Last of Us Part 2 features some of the largest environments we've ever created. Horseback riding will allow Ellie to quickly cover some of these expansive terrains. Some streets are so flooded that a boat is required to navigate them. However, the world of The Last of Us is as lush and inviting as it is deadly. As Ellie uncovers the path to finding those who have wronged her, she must face the many threats of this unknown city. In the wake of the pandemic and the fall of the quarantine zone, Seattle has become a war zone, where two warring factions find themselves in an ongoing conflict for territory and resources. One of these groups is the Washington Liberation Front, otherwise known as the WLF. The WLF are a militia group that began as resistance to the military occupation of Seattle, and eventually wrestled control of the city from them. They are highly trained, organized, and well-equipped with weapons they stole from the army. They occupy much of the city, imprisoning or killing trespassers on
Again, the gameplay from
We got another trespasser. A girl.
previous presentation. Where's the new
On the other
content?
side of this bloody conflict is a group of religious zealots called the Seraphites, or Scars, defined by the self-inflicted deep cuts that they bear across their faces. Like the WLF, they're deeply tribalistic and territorial. They're known for being stealthy, using overgrowth as cover, and they use more silent weapons like bows and arrows.
Clip her wings.
But beyond this conflict among survivors, the threat that originally brought the world to its knees is very much present. Every human is in danger of falling victim to the infected. They are the recently infected runners, who are more numerous and aggressive in this game. The blind but extremely deadly clickers, and the stalkers, who sneak and hide until they're ready to attack, surprising their victims with extreme agility and brutal violence. The Last of Us Part 2 introduces new stages of infected, such as the Shamblers. Large, heavily armored enemies that are covered in pustules. Upon getting close to you, they expel a corrosive spore cloud that burns its victims.
Yeah, that's left for
There
that
are
stuff.
more terrifying,
Uh-huh.
lethal new forms of infected. We'll have to wait until you play the game for yourselves.
Black screen. Good. Good.
Overcoming these threats will require careful consideration of how you approach every combat encounter and how you leverage Ellie's unique skills, equipment, and environment to your advantage. The WLF patrol the streets of Seattle with guard dogs, which are capable of detecting and following you, even while in cover. They can
Damn,
pick
we
up your
see that
scent
stuff on the
and alert
presentation.
defenders to your presence.
He's just repeating that.
Listen
Come
mode
on.
will reveal your scent trail, so keep moving and cause distractions to avoid detection. 25 years after the pandemic began, the world is completely overgrown.
That's the same frame from.
Use tall grass to hide from enemies and go prone to stay out of sight. However, this form of analog stealth means you're never fully hidden. If enemies get close enough, they can discover you, even in grass. When Ellie is overwhelmed, running away is a viable option. You can also break class or crawl through tight spaces to find new paths or areas to evade or take on your enemies. In any given combat situation, you can flee an encounter and re-establish stealth to regain the advantage. If you absolutely have to fight your way out, there are a variety of tools at your disposal. Ellie's more agile than most of her enemies. She can sprint and quickly dodge incoming attacks. Learning how opponents attack with different weapons and mastering the timing
Well, that's
of
something new.
dodges will prevent you
Yeah.
from taking damage and create opportunities to counterattack. You can use throwable items or well-placed shots to stun enemies before dealing a killing blow. Or using them as a shield to protect yourself or buy some time to figure out your next move.
But we've seen that stuff already.
Ellie isn't always alone on her journey. Allies will take part in helping you navigate the environments, spot enemies, and meaningfully help you in combat encounters.
Well, that's good. Yeah. Okay. Not just partners. That's something.
Between the human survivors and the roaming infected, there will be times where multiple threats are present, creating new strategic considerations and opportunities. You can choose whether to attack these opponents separately and directly, or find ways to pit them against each other.
Typical
Either
stealth.
fight or wait until their numbers have thinned out and engage with whomever's left.
Interesting. They can bite the zombies to start attack. Well, again, typical. But that's
Our
new
goal is to
new
create
stuff.
unparalleled attention,
Okay.
coupled with deep systems that give you greater control and influence over your journey.
That's
As
new
you
stuff.
play, you'll be able to invest in a broad collection of crafting items, weapon, and player upgrades through training manuals scattered throughout the environment and scavenging for ingredients. These skills and upgrade manuals cater to a variety of playstyles, and the choices you make will create your own distinct experience. We also wanted to extend that agency and personalization to your weapons through our new workbench system. Scavenge for parts to modify and improve your weapon's performance and attributes, all of which are visualized and become
That's
part of
good
the
how they animated. How she adding some new attachment to weapon. That's really interesting.
Survival will also require using the parts and ingredients that you'll find in the environment, which can be crafted into a wide range of defensive and offensive items, like proximity mines, explosive arrows, pistol suppressors, and more. All of these gameplay systems are meant
Again,
to
black
immerse you in
screen.
the world and make you feel in lockstep with Ellie's emotional journey.
That's the frames from E3.
As we've said before, this is Naughty Dog's largest, most ambitious game. It may seem like we covered a lot, but we've only scratched the surface of what it's like to play The Last of Us Part 2. can't wait for you to experience it all for yourself on June 19th. Until then, here's an extended sequence of never before seen gameplay. Enjoy.
Alright, new gameplay. That's why we're here, right? That's why we're here. Visual really good. The game feature. It's not. I think it's not boring to play. Story. That's the question. So for those who haven't spoilers, will be fine, and they will find out. Good. So it's still worth the play, I think. From water station.
Don't make a fucking sound. Hands up. Do you know a girl named Nora?
Sure, yeah.
Where is she?
In the hospital.
Where in the hospital?
Yeah, they're clearing out the upper floors. She's somewhere in there.
Damn, the face animation looks so realistic. Too realistic, I think. PSP. Or that's Vita.
Boat's away. Word is we're almost wrapped up.
Good. I got my girl waiting for him for Bob.
You shit me? They put you with Joe again?
Upstairs. Hey, we get the job done.
I bet you do. Oh, this is not fair.
I'm telling you, man. Data soldier. It makes these shifts so much easier.
Sure. I'll keep that in mind.
Fuck. Sounds like scars are getting closer.
Hope that's our guys executing those freaks.
Hey, did you hear why we're all getting called up to the fob?
I heard that Isaac wants us to retake all of downtown.
Custom silent.
We might take the fight to them.
Oh, no way. Not after what went down last time. Even Isaac isn't that crazy.
It's what I heard.
All right, calm down.
Good. Really. That thick? Yeah. Molotov. Uh-huh. The craft is really quick. I like that. Poor doggy. Ooh, ammo for rifle. One more arrow.
Saw movement.
Where's Silent? That's a brutal killing, Kira. Really brutal killing. Whoa. Interesting is that if that's scripted or you really can do that. Almost where it available, or if that skin was scripted. It's interesting. There's some kind of hospital or what? Looks like that. Ventilation. That's the base, probably. Some of the faction.
You're gonna tell us where she went.
One of the faction.
When Isaac talks to us about this,
I'm getting tired of this. Nora. Nora! I'm not going down for her, man.
Don't scream. Put that shit down.
Cuts.
You remember me? Yeah. You remember me.
Can't hear anything. That's all. How much time passed? 25 minutes. June 19. Okay. Yes, for pro. Well. Again. Oh, 99,000. Okay. Okay. It's still. Anyway. It was interesting, really. The stuff they showed us, that stuff that we already saw. Yeah. With some comment from game designer, game director, whatever. But here we again, that really stealth action game. Probably will be here more stealth than action, right? I can't remember if in Last of Us Part 1, if there was more stealth than just action. Can't remember this, but for what I see here, they really making stealth game. That's a really stealth game. Mm, I like stealth games, and that what I saw, it was really good. It was interesting. It has a lot of features. It has a lot of ways how to complete level, right? A lot of ways how to build open. Looks interesting. Just the game itself. Story, yeah, I can understand story in this. It's really important stuff. But again, I haven't seen the spoiler. So now story is that's a mystery. But what I see here, I like it. I like the gameplay. That's the point. Maybe another story trailer. I hope. Uh, but gameplay looks really interesting. Can I like that? Yeah, I'm not disappointed what I saw. I'm not disappointed. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Okay, that was my reaction, live reaction. Last of Us Part 2. Tell me what you think about this. There won't be any PS5 or updates in this episode. Okay, well, the name of the widow. So, use of drugs. Aha, so that was it. Not. Okay, I was right. People like that. People like that. Yeah. Gameplay really. I don't know about the story. Gameplay is just for gameplay. It's worth. I think. I think. Is the game. You have to play in the game. That's not the. That's mixed. So for just for gameplay, it's really cool. Thanks for watching. Tell me what you think in the comment section. And if you like my reaction, like button, subscribe and share. See you next videos, guys. Kinda like that. Bye everyone.